what's going on? We're here to talk to Gas Powered Games' Chris Taylor. Chris, how is E3 2009 treating you?
Well, so far so good.
You're here talking about Supreme Commander 2. You're showing this off. This is for the first time to the press, is that right?
That is correct.
Excellent. Now, it seems like the technology behind Supreme Commander 2 is kind of one of the big changes over the first game. Definitely still a lot of the same, huge scale strategy action. Can you talk a little bit about kind of what has changed behind the scenes for Supreme Commander 2?
Well, you go into a game sequel and you think, what can we do to really dramatically change the experience? We wanted to fix some serious problems. We wanted to improve the performance so they could play on a lot of new hardware. But with the Square Enix partnership that we have, we wanted to tell a better story for the characters in the that are caught up in this war.
Now, speaking of Square Enix, I think it's worth mentioning we are recording this interview in the Square Enix booth, which is your new publishing partner, and this is kind of the first thing for Square Enix to kind of push into the West. How has that really affected kind of just the process for you? Like, what's that experience been like?
Well, I like to say that, oftentimes game development, the art comes second, but with Square Enix, the art and the art form of game making has come first. Yeah. And that's a real pleasure. So we're having a great time really focusing on the incredible the characters, the story, the world, the art of game making, and that's a refreshing change.
So, spiky-haired youth has to save the world. Is this kind of going to be the main thrust of SupCom 2?
These are supreme commanders that command entire armies, so they're a little more serious. But I get what you're saying. We have we're sort of the idea with Square Enix moving into the West, working with us as Western developers, is that we understand the Western market and that we'll make the games the way we always made them, but with some really great influences that we think can really complement it. So it's not like we're saying, let's become a Japanese developer as a result. So there's a little bit of a hair to split there and a subtlety, but it's just been a really terrific marriage.
So good experience for you guys so far.
Absolutely.
Excellent. One of the things that I noticed seeing Supreme Commander 2 for the first time, big change in the art style. Seems a lot more colorful, a lot brighter, a lot kind of crisper and cleaner. What was kind of the driving force behind those changes?
Well, we got a terrific group. They've done a lot more work and research on the unit looks. We know a lot more about what it takes to make a really good RTS that reads really well from distance, so that when you zoom that camera out, you can still understand what's going on in the world. And we work harder to not only create profiles of the units that you can see, but pushing them into their own spaces so that they don't mush together and look very similar. So it's been a real effort to create that look that you identified. I like to think of it as a warmth, but really it's character, it's style, and it's spending the time agonizing on those aesthetics.
Let's talk about some of those aesthetics. Some of the things that really jumped out at me were the robot dinosaur, one of the experimentals, yes. And also the giant robot. How have kind of the specific styles for the different factions changed since the first Supreme Commander?
Well, we do have the mini experimentals and the major experimentals. You saw one of the major experimentals from the Cybern faction, Cybernzilla, which is outrageous. That's what video games are about, though. It's not just for us to duplicate the stuff that we see in everyday life. It's to make stuff that the world has never seen before, and that's what you're getting with the Cybernzilla unit and many of the other 20 experimentals that we did not reveal today.
That's a lot more than the first game.
You're right. The first game had 9. And we have over 25, so a lot more cool stuff to reveal in the months ahead.
Now, obviously, still a big focus on kind of the large scale, as with the first Supreme Commander. But has that changed in focus? Like, has it gotten any bigger? Has it gotten any smaller? Have there been any kind of adjustments to that?
Well, there is definitely a focus in the way the game plays. We have fewer units, but we've added the entire tech tree that allows you to make all these combinations with the units, which creates a lot of replayability and stuff like that. We dropped some of the little fiddly little things. We dropped coordinated attack. Nobody used it. We have some changes to our economy that we think are for the better. So we've made the economy more easily learned. People can learn it faster, but really just have more fun, and it's less tricky. But all in a good way. So improvements that we think people will really embrace.
Excellent. Now, this is coming to both the PC and the Xbox 360. You guys have a date for this?
We don't have a street date or a launch window quite yet. We do know it's sometime in the early time frame in 2010, I think, at this point. It's looking great.
Excellent. Chris, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.